Steve Forbes with you right now. Forbes Media CEO, former presidential candidate. Steve, you're one of those guys who could spot the president $1 billion to get him out of this little bind here. No one's doing that. What do you make of that?
Well, they don't accept Zimbabwe dollars in campaigns. We could lend them trillions of dollars.
But what did you think? The president says, I have, $500 million in cash or whatever it was. Isn't that signaling to the New York Attorney General, right? You just said you do have the cash.
Well, being able to have cash in one campaign account doesn't mean you can use it to post bond on a case like that. So it depends what pot it's in. I think at the end of the day, they will find a way to get past her intent on running for governor on the body of Donald Trump. I think that's going to fail for her.
She really did take this far. And even Democrats, Don Peebles, a big backer of Barack Obama, very powerful in the Democratic Party, said, slow down, slow down. You're essentially electing Donald Trump.
Yeah, well, they certainly got him the Republican nomination. I don't know if that was their intent or not, but they certainly helped him in that respect by all of these unfair things. And we all know all of these things are going to get on repeal. They're going to be thrown out, whether it's Georgia or New York. The feds didn't bring a case in New York because they felt it was so weak. No, what lender was harmed by lending to Donald Trump?
So what's the rush of him putting a bond for something that a lot of lawyers think he could win on appeal? Is that what he's really up to here, or what do you think?
No, I think she's just trying to find any way. Normally, if you put up 10% on something like that, that suffices. But she's out for blood. She thinks this is her ticket to a higher office. I don't think that's going to work, but that's what her intent is. And that's the problem with the politics today. All the guardrails, all sense of a proportion is out the window. Just get the clicks now. The heck what it does to the country.
Do you apply that to Marjorie Taylor Greene and this threat to vacate the speaker, throw him out? All it takes is one person to do it.
Yeah, we'll see if she follows through, but already she's gotten a lot of publicity. She's going to get a lot of more new followers on that, and that's all they care about. The fact that with only 1 or 2 seat majority in the House of Representatives, and you don't control the Senate, you don't control the White House, very hard to make big cuts in the budget. I think Johnson's speaker got as best a deal as you could under the circumstances. As the Journal pointed out this morning, if that party had remained united and didn't have these people out for a quick publicity punch hit, they would have gotten a little more in the negotiations with the Democrats. But Democrats know there's a certain proportion there that's going to be extreme and makes Johnson's hand weaker.
So you don't think his days are seriously numbered?
No, because I think most of the party's going to say, hey, coming up with an election, we're going to want to be the governing party, and we've already gone through several of these things. Thankfully, they were months ago, so people have forgotten about them.
Yeah.
But you do this again, the media's going to go hog wild on it. You see the ads in November. Party can't even run the House of Representatives when they have a theoretical
majority. I wonder how it would go, right, Steve? I mean, because you've lost a couple of representatives right now through retirement or just leaving, including Kevin McCarthy. So you could make the argument that no matter who they try for, if they dump him, good luck. It'd be like a whack-a-mole.
Well, it'd almost serve her right to have to serve as Speaker for a day, because that's all she would last. And she'd see what real responsibility is instead of just going before a microphone and doing what she's doing.
So do you see right now all the back and forth on this, that this gets to be an issue? Washington's out of control. Democrats are going to portray this as the latest example you touched on. Not that we're there yet. That Republicans can't handle the House. But this president is doing well with the economy and everything else. Says that be patient. The wind is at our back. That's their selling pitch to the American people. What do you think?
When you don't have a record to run on, that's a good thing to do. But as Larry Summers pointed out the other day, if you look at the real inflation numbers, actually what people pay in mortgages, car payments, and credit cards and the like, the inflation rate today is about 7 or 8%, not the 3% in the official numbers. For some reason, they leave out financial costs. And as Summers pointed out, it peaked a couple of years ago at 18%. So when Biden goes out and says, oh, the happy days are here again, people are wondering when they get the bills why the payments of mortgage is about 50 or 100% higher than it was 2 or 3 years ago.
Your thoughts on Donald Trump and who he has to pick as a running mate? I mean, you want to balance out the president, and there was talk of Marco Rubio. I don't know how you handle that. They're both from Florida. Maybe one registers somewhere else, like Dick Cheney did for George Bush. But what do you think of that?
I think he's going to wait until he actually has to make a decision, and right up to the last moment. There are going to be a lot of forces at work. You have people like Marsha Blackburn of Tennessee.
Sure.
She's a kind of person who would tell the Republicans were very serious about going after the administrative state, the deep state and the like. May go after, get one of the governors. So I think right now he's thrown out a lot of names, give people their due for endorsing him, and then take it when the decision's made in July and August. And I think he's going to enjoy every moment of it. He's never one to shy away from keeping people guessing about his next move.
Yeah, he's very good at that. Steve Forbes, you're very good at this and just making sense of a crazy world. Steve Forbes on that.